Oh, I got lost on the way to you in an orange sky by the ocean blue. Every mile lost, my soul.
Now you are also going to pretend like it's normal. Tell me, John Jungkook. You said looking at Jungkook with your arm crossed and teary eyes. He was sitting on the edge of the bed while holding his wounded shoulder. He just retreated. Ryan, this isn't the time. It's never the time, is it? Every night you come home covered in bruises or blood, and I'm supposed to just accept it? He sighed heavily and looked at you while you were trying to hold back your tears. Ryan, it hurts seeing you like this. It hurts when you pretend to be okay when you are clearly not. I never understand why we are even doing this. Why are we even here ruining our lives? Are you seriously asking me that? You know exactly what this is about. Ryan, you are always hiding things, always shutting me out. You nodded as your tears falls, and you hate yourself for this. You hate when you shudder in front of him, when you couldn't able to control your tears when you both are having an argument. You hate yourself for this. And maybe I'm hiding things because every time I try to talk, you already 10 steps ahead, assuming the worst of me. Maybe if you didn't bring your mafia business home every night, I wouldn't feel like I need to protect myself. He brushed his hair back and looked at you, his eyes soft, yet you can clearly see the anger in them. But it's not even near the pain you feel seeing him like this every time. I am here to protect you, he said softly, melting your heart, but this time you won't. You won't let it melt on. You need a solution now. You want to be sure that he will be always with you, without the fear of losing him. And what about you, Jungkook? Who will protect you? I'm not here fighting for myself. I know I'm safe until you are around me. I know even the world will come to an end, but you will save me. But but what's the use of that, Jungkook? When I just have to live alone without you. You really think like this I will be happy? And what if we had a baby together? Jungkook, will you also make him like yourself? Or if it's a girl, how will we protect her? I'm scared, Jungkook. He sighed and walked towards you while holding his hand, but you take a step back. You can't do this now. It hurts even more than you think. You can't even imagine your life without him. And seeing him like this, all covered in bruises, from the scratches to see him nearly die, you can't now. Jungkook walked towards you while you stepped back, shaking your head. You knew who I was when you married me. I never hid that from you. But you acted like this life wasn't something you signed up for. I signed up to be with you, Jungkook. I signed up to love you and live a happy life with you. I never signed up to see you fighting with your life every single day. Not to feel like a prisoner in my own life, constantly looking over my shoulder. Jungkook ran a hand through his hair, his breathing uneven, trying to hold back his emotions. So what? You want me to give it all up? Give up everything I have worked for? You shook your head, your eyes shining with unshed tears. No, Jungkook, I want you to give me a reason to stay. I want you to show me that I'm worth more than this. This constant battle for your attention. His silence was like a dagger to your heart. You waited, hoping he did say something, anything to make you feel like you mattered. But instead, his gaze dropped, and you let out a bitter laugh. Maybe we were never meant to work. Maybe we are just too different. The word hit him like a slap, and in that instant, something inside him broke. He bit his lower lip, nodding, as though trying to convince himself to believe your words. You didn't say anything as your sobs get a little louder. Your steps started to walk backward, while he was looking at you with the same pain in his eyes, which is in yours too. You turned, walking out the door, the pain in your chest almost unbearable. You had hoped he did stop you, say something, anything to make you stay. But as the door closed behind you, you knew he wouldn't. And neither would you, while he stayed there standing like a statue, understanding your situations too. Just like he feared to lose you, you might feel the same towards him too. And he can't deny how heartbreaking this feeling is. He waited there, giving you time to calm down. He thought you need time for all this, but never knew the time will be that long, that you will never come back again. He tried to find you everywhere he can, not once or twice, but every day for 4 years. He looked for the whole city and thought that you both will again cross your ways. You both will meet again. It's just a small argument and not much. The anger is not that much. Even after 4 years, he still believes that even if you both meet now, he will surely going to convince you. You are hurt and he will heal you. But fate proved him wrong every time. At the end, he gets nothing more than just sadness. He cried every night. The one who never believed in gods started to pray daily for you. His heart aches and life seems to end without you, but still wanted to see you at his last moment. On the other side, you never wanted to leave him, but don't know what that was. Either the fear of losing him or the fear of his child you were carrying. Present. Oh my god, thank you so much, Jungkook. I don't know what I have done without you. The girl sat smiling, looking at Jungkook while he chuckled, and holding her hand, he helped her to sit on the chair. She can't walk more now. Her belly is getting bigger, and it's getting harder for her to live as active as ladies of her age. She looked around and then at Jungkook. His gaze were dark and intense when he looked around the hospital, looking at the people walking inside out. He looked back at his guards, who were standing a little far from them, and after making sure everything is fine, he looked at Meena back, and his expression softening. Don't worry, you don't have to find anything. I'm always here for you. She smiled and ruffled his hair lovingly. Are you feeling alright? Do you need anything? Well, everything is fine. I just need water. I'm thirsty. Jungkook sighed, looking at her with his sodden face. Oh god, now it's 1 more hour. You will drink water, and after that, you will go to take that out because you can't hold it longer. This pregnancy is just crazy. Ew, you are so cheap. Don't talk dirty here. She said, hitting him on his chest with her small fist while he laughed. You have to do many more things when the baby will be out. Be ready. It's just a small wish of giving me water. And also, you won't understand the pain of this pregnancy. You Mr. John Jungkook? He scoffed and looked at her. As if you were handling your mood swings so well, right? He said, mocking her while she bit her lower lip and softly slapped on his shoulder. Jungkook chuckled and signed his guard to come closer, and they all stood closer. Encircled Mina to protect her. She looked at Jungkook with her doe eyes while he smiled and softly patted her cheek. Wait here for me, I'm going to bring water for you. With a bag of chips too, please. He nodded with a smile and left from there while she rested her back on the wall and closed her eyes to take some rest as she is looking too tired. Minton, baby, wait a minute. You said as you walked to catch your daughter, but she looked back at you, giggled, and ran off again. You sighed as she darted up the stairs once more. You didn't have much energy left to climb the stairs again, but you sighed and slowly made your way up, looking for her. Minton looked back while laughing, looking for you if you are following her or not, but suddenly bumped into someone's leg and fell down. Oh, are you okay, child? He said, looking down, and his heart skipped its beat when Minjan brushed her hair back and got up. She looked at her leg and sighed as dusting off her clothes. I'm sorry, uncle, I didn't see you. Are you okay? She said, smiling at Jungkook while his eyes were just stuck on her. A sudden warmth enveloped him, as if something he was looking for finally he finds that, as if that's what he was craving for. Something about her eyes, the shape of her nose, even the little pout forming on her lips. It's all felt so oddly familiar. For a moment, his heart shuddered, his mind racing with a mixture of confusion and disbelief. She looked like someone he knew, someone so dear to his heart, someone and only one he loved his whole life. Like someone he couldn't quite place but felt deeply connected to, and even he couldn't help but think she is a bit like him too. Her eyes, the way she is staring at him, the way her brows frown, she is indeed like him. Minjin tilted her head and looked at him and blinked curiously, as if she can't stand his intense glance on her. Are you okay, uncle? She asked, looking at him pouted, while Jungkook flinched back in reality and just nodded. Pushing his hair back, he looked at her. His breath again got heavy, as he suddenly remembered the most hurtful memory of his life. His eyes got teary, but he somehow managed to hide them behind his eyes. Uncle, are you crying? She asked, trying to look in his eyes, but as soon as he looked at her, she looked down, unable to match her eyes with him. He sighed and shook his head. You should be careful, little one. It's easy to get hurt running around like that. She nodded with a smile. Just then you come around the corner out of the breath and worried, your eyes scanning the hallway until you spotted her. Relief washed over you and you hurried towards Minjan. Yeah, Minjana, stop running. Jungkook's heart again skipped speed and a shiver ran through the whole body when he heard that voice. The voice he always craved for. The voice which used to comfort him the most. The same voice he missed from 4 years. His eyes teared up and body started to shiver. He is strong, but right now at his weakest point. The footstep he even remembered them clearly. The more you are getting closer, the more his heart beating faster. He found you. He finally found you. Minjan, you really make mommy work harder. You said, walking closer to her while she ran to you and hugged you. Mommy, look, I accidentally hit that uncle and now he is crying. She said, pouted. Her face goes down, making you chuckle at her cuteness. You ruffle her hair and look at Jungkook because you know if you won't ask for forgiveness from her side until she won't be feeling any better. You look at Jungkook and your heart slows down. Your face draining of color as realization hit you like a tidal wave. Jungkook's expression was unreadable. His eyes locked onto yours with an intensity that made your heart ache. The world seems to fade around you, leaving just two of you standing in the hallway, caught in a moment heavy in unspoken words and years of distance. He swallowed hard, his gaze shifting between you and Minjan, piercing together the truth that neither of you had dared to face. His heart trembled slightly as his gaze softened. A blend of longing and regret flashed in his eyes, the same as you. You hold your heart tightly, who just wanted to get weak at this moment. Your hands on Minjan's shoulder get tightened as you pulled her more closer to you. The fear, regret, just everything hit you at once. Your mind went blank seeing him unexpectedly like that. You never thought to cross your way to him back, but just like every time, you were wrong this time too. The world is too small to hide those who loves each other. You wanted to run away again because you know he hates you. You know he hates you for leaving him and never coming back. But it's not like this was easy for you. You always wanted to go back to him, but your fear was holding you so tight that you always end up just getting away from him. And now, when you are finally in front of him, still wanted to run away. Coward or selfish, you don't know. You just wanted to vanish every single memory and emotion of this time. You are just not ready for this unexpected meetup. Vian, he whispered, his voice barely a whisper. The name slipped from his lips with a kind of affection, as if he'd been carrying it in his heart for years. You swallowed hard, taking a shaky breath as you reach out to pull Minjan gently towards you. Minjan looked up at both of you, sensing something important but not fully understanding. She held onto your hand, glancing between you and Jungkook, almost like she knew this moment mattered. Jungkook's gaze softened as he looked at her again, his chest tightening with a feeling he didn't fully understand but couldn't ignore. For a moment, there was only silence, each of you feeling the weight of the past and the reality in front of you. The hallway was busy, but for the three of you, it felt like time had stopped, as if the world was holding its breath, waiting for what would happen next. Mom, tell him that I accidentally bumped into him, she said, pulling your hand and bringing you back in reality. You looked at her and brushed your hair back. Taking a shaky breath, you looked back at Jungkook, but never met his eyes. Taking a shaky breath, you bowed at him. Jungkook's hand clenched. How badly he wanted to hug you, want to feel the warmth again. He wanted to tell you how much he missed you, and wanted to hear that you missed him too, but somehow hold himself even after he don't find it necessary. I'm sorry, it's a mistake. You said more like confess something even you don't know. You swallow hard, forcing yourself to take a step back, then another, needing to escape before your emotions betray you. But just as you turn to walk away, Jungkook's voice cut through the air, low and trembling. Is she yours? He asked, his voice barely above a whisper. You frozen, feeling his gaze fixed on you, his eyes bleeding, as if he wished for any answer other than the truth. Slowly, you turned back to face him, and as much as you wanted to deny it, to give him a different answer, you could only manage a small hesitate nod. Yes, she is mine. Jungkook's breath hitched, his eyes widening as he looked down at Minjal. Trying to process the truth, a storm of emotion passed through him. Relief, confuse, and a pang of something even deeper, almost like heartbreak. And even if it sounds selfish here, but he wished you to say no. How old? 3. You said without hesitation, breaking his heart. He found you, but lost you at the next moment. He was convincing himself from the past 4 years, saying that you both will meet, the love never fades, the people you love never move on. But now he realized they do. They do move on when they find someone who treats them better than you, like how they wanted and you didn't. He is still stuck at the night when you both fight, thinking that when you will meet him, he will start from there. He will clear all the misunderstanding between you two and you both will be one again. But now realize it's a fake. People do move on. Jungkook, you are here. I asked you for water. Your eyes shifted and you looked at Meena as she walked to Jungkook and held his arm. Your heart aches when he smiled at her and you realize that you lost him for forever. Sir, here is ma'am's report, and the doctor said the baby and mom are both fine. As soon as you heard that, you look up at Jungkook, his smile. For a second, your world stopped as you were not able to process anything. Minjan looked at you worried. Mommy, what happened? You wipe your tears and shook your head. Grabbing her hand, you walk away. Let's go, we are getting late. Jungkook looked at you leaving, and to his bed, he can't even stop you. But his eyes widened when he heard Minjun saying something unexpected. Mommy, why did you lie to that uncle? I'm 4 years old, not 3.